uh, for this how to write a research paper. Now I request sir to start his session. Hitesh Panchal.
Thank you very much, sir, for giving me opportunity to share my views, thoughts, and experience on how to write a research paper. Okay, so first of all, let me share my screen. Now I think my screen is visible to everybody.
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay, so uh, I think this topic has already discussed by some researchers. So whatever my experience and my basic ideas regarding with the research paper that I will discuss here. Now, as Dasha sir told regarding with the Google Scholar citations, I think you all are aware regarding with the citations because yesterday you have already known regarding with the citations, H index and I-10 index also. As per the H index, it is around 35 and I-10 index, it is 74. Now, in my today's topic, I am going to deliver my talk on different points like about the cover letter. It is very important because whenever you will submit your paper, so the editor in chief, first of all, he or she will see the cover letter. After reading the cover letter, he or she can easily understand about your research work. So the paper is sent for review or not. It is always based on the cover letter. That's why how you will prepare the cover letter that I will share with you. I will also tell you regarding with the highlights. If you will publish your research article or research paper in the Elsewhere journal, the Elsewhere journal, they always ask about the highlights. So what is highlight? Why it is required? What are the characters requiring highlights? All such points are very important. So such points I will discuss today. Then I will discuss about the components of the research paper. Then if you will go for the paper submission, so which parameters that you will choose before submission of paper, such parameters we will discuss. Then I will also share with you because Darshan sir has already told that here majority faculty members or students are beginners. So for beginners, uh, I will share with you some list of journals. So for the beginners, you can submit your papers in the journal. So very soon, I think regarding about 2 to 3 months, you will get the acceptance or revision or rejection, whatever. And at last, we will discuss regarding with the points behind the initial rejection of the paper. Now, you can see the cover letter. Here I have put a sample cover letter. Recently on 27th of November, I have submitted one of the research article in the International Journal of Solar Energy Materials and Solar Cells. Okay. So whenever you will write a cover letter, the cover letter is always contains a date and it is always addressed to the editor-in-chief. Okay, so that's why I have put it here to the editor-in-chief, Journal of Solar Energy, Materials and Solar Cells. And then you must know about who is the editor-in-chief of the journal. The editor-in-chief that is he is Ivan Gordon. So I have put the name. Then about your research title that you can put it here. Okay, that's why you can see here I have written that please find the enclose our manuscript entitled name I have put, and this manuscript is only submitted to the Journal of Solar Energy Materials and Solar Cells. That's why we can say that I am claiming that this manuscript has not submitted to only this journal, not other journal. Then this you can see the second paragraph. It shows about the novelty or what is the new thing which you have carried out in your research paper. Then you can put it here. So after reading this, your idea, the editor-in-chief will understand that okay, the paper is has some novelty, so we should go for the review. Otherwise, what will happen? Okay, if you will not add your novelty, so what happened? That I will share with you one simple incident, because earlier I have also worked as an associate editor in ESCI as well as the SCI journal. So currently in SCI or ESCI journals, about 15 to 20 papers daily came. So in 15 to 20 papers, how can you say that the paper is good or bad in initial screening? Because generally, if you will ask to any person or any the editor-in-chief, so he or she will always answer that I have around 200 papers per year. But at present, the papers per year submission is around 1,200. So how the 1,200 can be converted into 200? So it is all that is based on the editor-in-chief decision. So editor-in-chief can understand about the research work and the novelty through this cover letter. In cover letter, if you have put the novelty, so he or she can understand, no, this paper is good. Then you can also write down that it should notate that the work is original and it is not under review by other journals, because at present what the people are doing, okay, only one paper is submitted to 2 or 3 journals. Okay, that is called malpractice. But at present you must know that if you will submit your paper in 2 or 3 journals through the manuscript central, so what happened? Okay, if your name and title is same in the 3 journals through the manuscript journal, so definitely you will be blocked. You will be blocked. That is why you must send paper to only one journal, never more than one journal. Because uh, whenever I was there as a editor and editor in associate editor, at the same time I have seen. So that's why you can put it here that it should be noted that the work is original and it is not under review by other journals. Okay. Then you can also suggest the reviewers. Okay. Here now, whenever you will put the name of the reviewers, so you should be very precise. You should be very precise. You cannot say, okay, I am from Government Engineering College Patan, so I will put the 3 names of the reviewers from Government Engineering College Patan. It is totally meaningless. Because what happened? If you are working in India, so your reviewer who are going to review your manuscript must be from outside India, or the person who is working in outside India, so it may or may not possible that the person from India can be there. But if I am working in India, so my suggested reviewers must be from the outside India, and then scope of their research work must be matched with the research work of yours. Otherwise, what will happen? Okay, sometimes if you will add 3 names or 4 names, so it may possible that editor-in-chief can send your manuscript to these reviewers, but the case has a percentage is around 5 to 10%. Only 5 to 10% which suggested reviewers will be sent. Remaining time, around 90% time, it will never send to the reviewers which you have suggested. But the elsewhere journals and many good journals like a Springer, Taylor and Francis always ask for the suggested reviewers. So whenever you will put the name of suggested reviewers, you have to put the name. The name never contain doctor. Please understand. Okay, because generally the reviewers are doctorate degree. So you cannot tell that Dr. Ashish Shukla. Okay, you can put the Ashish Shukla, and you also write down the name of the research field. He is expert in solar thermal storage technology, where he is from, his email address, and generally the email address must be of his university or institute. And you can also put the H index, I-10 index, and total citations. So this I think you can see I have put the three reviewers' name: Ashish Shukla, Pietro, and A. Kabil. Okay, so it is possible or may not possible that the suggested reviewer will be sent for the reviewing the manuscript, but you can suggest. Okay, so please understand very well, whenever you will submit a paper to the good journal SCI, so please add the cover letter, and cover letter must add this kind of information. Okay, now about the highlights. Okay, so if you will see the elsewhere journal papers, so in elsewhere journal papers you must see about the highlights. First of all, what do you mean by the highlights? So here I have written that highlights are the short collection of bullet points. Highlights are the short collection of bullet points that convey the core findings, and provide readers with a quick textual overview of the article. So the main purpose of highlight is to give a quick textual overview of the article, and the highlight must not have more than 85 characters including space. It should not contain 85 characters including space. And highlight will be generally 3 to 5 bullet points that describe the essence of the research, like a results or conclusion, and highlight what is the distinctive about it. Means your research work is somewhat novel. The novelty that you can write out here. Here you can see, here I have put the 4 points of my research paper submitted to the elsewhere journal. It was around the nanocomposites. So I have put the highlights that nanocomposite phase change material improves the performance of solar cooker. So from the highlights, that the reader can understand that I don't want to read the whole paper, but from the highlight, they can understand that yes, this paper shows the improvement in the performance solar cooker with the nano phase change material. Okay, now also you can see one time if you will use the full name called nano composite phase change material, then you can put it at abbreviated form called NPCM. NPCM stands for in highlight. In my research paper, it is nano composite phase change material. NPCM allows to reach a maximum temperature of this. Then temperature is measured by thermography technique, and based on the research, whatever the outcome, because here you can see the highlights must be shown by the results and conclusion. Highlights can be seen by the results and conclusion. So you can see here the thermal efficiency is improved by 56.21%. So whenever you will write the highlights, so this point you should keep in mind. And one more thing, that highlights must have 85 characters, must not have more than the 85 characters. Okay. Now we will study about the components of the research paper. Whenever you will write article or research paper, so which components that you have to put? I think earlier you have already seen regarding with the components. So I will also share my views about the components. Okay, and if you have any doubts, so you can share with me. So components of the research paper are title, abstracts, keywords, introduction, materials and methods, result and discussion, acknowledgement, references, and appendix. Appendix means it may or may not have. Okay. Now, title. If you will submit your paper, so sometimes within 1 or 2 hours, you will get the email from the journal, your paper is rejected. The simple answer, that is, whatever title that you have put in the research article, the content of the title is not matched with the content of the research paper. So based on these two things, your paper will be rejected. Okay, that's why we can say that here I have put a word that A title, it is the first impression of the author while submitting the paper in the journal. While submitting the paper in the journal. And whenever you will write a title, the title should be limited to 8 to 15 words. It is all based on my experience and my thoughts. Okay, because I have seen maximum papers of my feed. So I have seen that the title may be match from 18 to the 15 words. That's why I have put it here. The title should be limited to 8 to 15 words. Then the title should be relevant to the subject. Otherwise, what will happen? Your title is different, your content is different. So whenever the editor-in-chief will see your research paper and start writing, so first of all, he will see the title, abstract, okay, and conclusion. If there is a match between these three, so definitely the person can easily understand about your work. If your title, abstract, and conclusion is not matched, that means your research work is meaningless, and definitely your paper will be rejected. And you will get the email from the editor-in-chief that your paper is rejected due to this reason. But sometimes the editor-in-chief is not giving the reason also. Okay, that's why your title should be relevant to the subject only. Then the title should be a single phrase. Should be a single phrase. Okay, what happened actually? Okay, if you will see the titles, so title they use multiple things. That's why if your title is relevant, if you want to publish a good journal, so also it should be written in single phrase. And fourth one, the grammar, correct grammar and capitalization. Actually, what will happen? Okay, as a Gujarati person, we are lack of knowledge regarding with the grammar and capitalization. So sometimes it will happen. But there are also some softwares are available like a small CO tools. If you will put your title there, so your grammar and capitalization can be improved. So it is also possible. And last one, there is a avoid the abbreviation. In the title, you cannot use the abbreviation, but it may be possible. Suppose if you will see some of the papers, like in my work, if I will tell you about solar steel, so in the title, you will find out the solar steel word many times. So many times if I will write down, so we all are knowing regarding with the plagiarism, it will create problem. So it is possible that you can use in place of solar steel, you can write down word called SS, but you cannot use frequently. Okay, and it is possible that you should avoid the abbreviation, but if it is unavoidable, then you can use. Okay, so for title, whenever you will put your title in your research article, the first you must know about the title should be 8 to 15 words. It should be relevant to the subject. It should be written in single phrase, correct grammar and capitalization, and avoid the abbreviation. This point you should keep in mind whenever you will write the title of your research article. Now, I have put some examples of the title. Okay, first one, that is the experimental and water quality analysis of solar steels with vertical and inclined fins. So if you will put this title, so I have determined the words are total 15 words, so it is okay. Then experimental investigation of using a evaporation inhibitor layer in solar steel. It is also a research article which has already published by desalination journal having impact factor above 7. It is around 12 words, so it is okay. Then energy and exergy analysis of the new solar steel composed of parabolic trough collector, 14 words, okay. So my dear friend, please understand very well, your word counts is very important. That's why I have put the examples. Okay. Now, abstract. Now, if you will write the abstract, so it also show about your character. That means how good researcher you are. That you can easily understand from the abstract. Okay. And also, if you don't want to read the whole paper, but if you will read the abstract and conclusion, you can easily understand the work that has done by the particular researcher. That's why abstract writing is very important. Now in abstract writing here I have written that the abstract is briefly summarized and the words for the abstract generally from 150 to the 500 words. Okay, if you will see some of the journals of elsewhere, it has 500 words. In some Taylor and Francis journals has 150 to 200 words. It is depend on the journal, but generally if you will see the abstract word counting, it is between the 150 words to the 500 words, and the abstract should contain the current state of art, the problem, aim, method, results, and conclusion. That means it shows the brief summary of whole research work. Okay, it contains the current state of art, your problem definition, your aim, your methods, which method that you are following, the results which you have obtained, and conclusion. Okay, so if you will write the abstract properly, so the reader can decide whether or not to read the whole article. It is but obvious. An abstract must not contain references, tables, figures, and charts and abbreviation. Okay, that is why the abstract is very important. Now if abstract is not written properly, then the editor-in-chief rejects the paper in initial evaluation before send for the review. Okay, I have already told you, if abstract is not written proper, so definitely your paper will not be accepted, because the editor-in-chief has to handle more than 15 to 20 manuscripts per day, and among the 15 to 20 manuscripts, only 5 to 7 manuscripts can go for the initial, we can say that, result. Okay, so that is why we have to understand that abstract should be written properly. Okay, and many authors, this point is very important. Actually, this is a perfect point that everybody has to understand. Many authors write the abstract last so that it accurately reflects the content of the paper. Even at present, I am writing my research article. So I start my research article from result and discussion. It is, it is my own perception, because whatever research work which you have carried out, okay, so you first start from the result and discussion, and then you can start. And if result and discussion is over, materials methods will be over, your literature review is over, then it is very simple to write the abstract. That is why I have put the word that many authors write the abstract last so that it accurately reflects the content of the paper. That is why, my dear friend, abstract is very important. Here I have put one simple example for you about the abstract. You can see it is not from my research article, but haphazard way I have put the words for your knowledge. So you can see that the abstract contains the 181 words. Okay, so it is between 150 to 500. So it is good for me. So here first we can say that 2 lines you can find out the solar still is a simple device to convert the available brackish or saline water into the potable water by use of solar energy. It is called current, we can say that, a brief introduction. That means the editor-in-chief and reviewer can easily understand that your paper is based on solar steel. Okay, now you can see it has a lower distillate output, so it is not used by the purpose of the potable water in house and industry. That means it is called limitation. Introduction you have put, limitation you can put. Then you can see the main aim of the paper is to increase the distillate output by use of energy storage materials. Okay, so that means it shows the main objective of the paper. So introduction that you have already written, then limitation that you can written, then you can also add the aim, And then methodology, you can also put like a two same size solar steel have been designed and experimented, tested in the climate condition of Patan during May to October 2020 from morning 9 a.m. to the next morning 9 a.m. That means which methodology which you have followed while the experimentation, that you also see. Okay, then it has been found that it shows the result and discussion. Okay, okay, whatever research that has been carried out from May to the October, what results I have obtained, what results I have obtained, that you can see. It has been found that the solar steel with quartzite rock, basalt and sandstone have found this much percentage increment and payback time you have obtained. That is, it is called the result and discussion. And at last, whatever conclusion that you have obtained, that conclusion you have to write in brief. Okay, from the present research work, it has been found that the quartzite rock is a best storage material in solar steel to enhance the distillate output. It is a sample of writing the abstract. So my dear friend, whenever you will write down the abstract, you must follow step-by-step procedure. And it is possible to please write abstract at last. So all the points can be covered. Okay. Now anybody can read this abstract. So he or she can easily understand that this research paper contains the work of solar steel in which the researcher has used the storage material. Researcher experimented at Patan during morning 9 a.m. to next day 9 a.m. during May to October, and from the research paper during the experimentation he obtained the output more in case of the quartzite rock, and also payback time they have the researcher obtained. And then automatically you will obtain the your conclusion. So all these points must be included in your research article in abstract. So this is a very, we can say, simple technique to write down the abstract, but it is possible that you can also write down abstract in other manner. If you can see other research paper, so they are using some other technique. But as per my knowledge and my experience, I always follow this technique while writing the research article. And you can also use this technique. So from this technique, you can easily understand, and also readers can also understand about your research work. Now, what is keywords? Okay, so I think if you will see the research article, then you will see about the abstract and then keywords. Okay, so what is keywords? This is a very important question that many my students have asked. So what is the purpose of keywords? So keywords are important words or concepts found in the research paper. Okay, then also I will ask you one or two questions from the title only. Okay, find out the keywords. Okay, now the keywords is a quick and easy way to pull. The quick and easy way to pull keywords in research paper is to choose most important nouns. Most important nouns. All other words are irrelevant. Means there should not be any similarity between the two keywords. Okay, that's why I have put it, all words are irrelevant. And using the keywords to search, using the keywords to research will always retrieve more results than phrases or sentences. I will also share with you, suppose if you want to write your research paper, you have your abstract, okay, your title you have, okay. So through keywords you can on easily determine about the good journals. Okay, so keywords are very important. In my research here abstract, you can see the abstract is written here. So in this abstract you can see the more words are based on the solar steel. So solar steel is a good keyword. Then energy storage material is a good keyword. Payback time is a good keyword. Okay, distributed output is also a keyword. So whenever you will search your research paper, so you can search based on the keywords. And keywords are also important to increase the citation. Suppose if you are working in solar steel, so you cannot write down the whole title of your research paper, but you will only use the solar steel. Then you can understand that the research articles who have put keywords in that article, so that article will come first. Okay, that is why keywords are also important to increase the citations. Now, introduction. How you will write the introduction? Okay, so here very simple manner I have put only 3 points. Whenever you will write down the introduction, and also I will correlate the introduction with the abstract also. Okay, every time I will correlate the particular component, either introduction, literature, introduction, material and methods, all such things that should be correlate with the introduction. That means your uh, it is always correlated with the abstract as well as the conclusion also. That's why you can see the introduction. So as per my knowledge and my experience, the introduction must include 3 points. First paragraph that shows the current state of art. Okay, I have put the whole introduction into 3 parts: current state of art, literature review, and third paragraph, that is a problem definition, objectives, methodology. Okay, the first paragraph will always see about the current state of art. Suppose if I am writing a work on the solar steel, so my first paragraph will be based on the current state of art, means the current state of art on the potable water. So I can write down the words on the potable water, so you can easily understand that the paper shows the current state of art on a potable water, and then you can start that from potable water to the solar steel, that all such things that you must include in the first paragraph. Now second paragraph, you must include the literature review. Okay, and literature review must be in ascending order. If you will see my research article, I must follow the ascending order. Why ascending order? This is a very simple question that anybody can ask you. So if you will write the literature review in ascending order, so you can easily explain to the editor-in-chief and reviewers that the research work has started from 1969, okay, to 2020. So the reviewer can understand that thoroughly review and comprehensive review had conducted by the researcher. So the chances of the acceptance will be increased. That is why whenever you will write down the literature review, and literature review must contain around 25 to 30 minimum papers. 25 to 30 minimum papers. Then and then you can say that your literature review is comprehensive. Sometimes what will happen, if you will see the paper, you will find out around 10 to 15 articles. Okay, so from 10 to 15 articles, you will never obtain the proper problem definition. From problem definition, you will get the objectives and the methodology. So the third step will not be obtained in a good. Okay, that is why you must know that literature review should be written in the ascending order, and it must be in the second paragraph. Some reviewers, some authors are also put the literature review in 2 or 3 paragraphs, but it is as per you. But generally for the beginners, I am suggesting you that you can use the literature review in a single paragraph and ascending order. And third paragraph, that should be always shows the problem definition, objectives, and methodology. Okay, so if you will add these 3 things in paragraph, So your introduction part will be over. Now one more thing, whenever you will write the problem definition, I think it has already completed by the other professors. The problem definition must be derived from the literature review which you have carried out in ascending order. Otherwise, what will happen? Your literature review shows other thing and your problem definition is a other thing. So if there is no correlation between the literature review and problem definition, so definitely your article is meaningless. Your article is meaningless. That is why please understand very well, your problem definition must be derived from the literature review. Like if you want to say, like in problem definition, to I can say, suppose in the literature review I have put the papers from the energy storage material. So I can say that from the above literature review, it has been found that the energy storage material improve the output of the solar steel. However, none of the researcher had tried to use none of the researcher had tried to use energy storage material with nanofluids. With nanofluids. Okay, so this kind of words can say that your work is really good, should be novel, or should be ethical. Okay, none of the researchers, some of the researchers, if the some of the researchers have done work, so you can also say that some of the researchers have done work on this. But in such researchers work, some points are missing. Some points are missing. So to work on such points, you can derive the objectives, and objectives must be placed in proper, we can say, bullets, or you can also write down in the paragraph also. Objective must be minimum 2. You cannot say that only one objective in paper. Your objective must be minimum 2. You can also 3. 3 is maximum, but 2 should be minimum. And also you can put the methodology in the third paragraph. Okay, the problem definition, objective, and which methodology which you have followed. That all things you must put in the introduction section. Now, second, that is called the materials and method. Abstract, keywords, introduction, and materials and methods. I think if you will see the papers, then this section is always there, materials and methods. So materials and methods that provide the reader enough details so they can understand and replicate your research. They can understand and replicate your research. Replication, that doesn't mean copy totally. Okay. Now, in materials methods, explain how you studied the problem. Explain how you studied the problem, identify the procedures that you have followed, and order this chronologically where possible. Okay. The materials and methods always explain how you studied the problem and identify the procedure which you have followed, and also explain the new methodology in detail. Okay, a new methodology in detail, it is very important thing, and that also you should keep in mind and also write in the cover letter. Okay, you have carried out your research work with a new methodology. Otherwise, the name of the methods and cite the previously published work. It is the best practice. If you have followed the methodology, like if you are working in production engineering, the production engineering, the people are using the same methodology. So what happened? If you will not add the proper citation, or so what will happen? You will find out it is in plagiarism. Okay, that is why you must add. If the methodology has already used by other researchers, then you can cite the reference. Okay, and materials and methods also include the frequency of observation. Okay, how frequently you have carried out the observation and what type of data were recorded. And last, be the precise in describing the measurements and include errors of measurement of research design limitation. Errors of measurement is very important thing. If you will see my research article, then you will find out the error analysis also, because if you will use the instruments, the instrument must be precise and you must add the errors. Now, in case of the result and discussion, how you will write the result and discussion. So result and means whatever the methodology that you have followed. So that methodology's answer that you can add in the result and discussion. Up now here I have put a very simple steps in the result and discussion. So what is result and discussion? So here, whenever you will write down the result and discussion, so in result and discussion must be explained in the subsections. Suppose your result and discussion has a point number 4. So you can add 4.1, 4.2, 4.3, 4.4 somewhat. You cannot write down your result and discussion without subsection. Otherwise, what will happen? Sometimes the researcher not understand properly that what work that you have carried out in result and discussion, or what results that you have obtained. That is why it is most important that you should use the result and discussion in the subsections. Okay, then the graphical forms. Okay, graphical forms means in result and discussion you will see the graphs. Okay, so graphical forms must be included in the result and discussion section, that we all are knowing. And one more thing that you should keep in mind, that below the each figure, the discussion must be written with physics or chemistry behind it. Okay, so why it is required, let me explain. Sometimes if you will add your research article in Scopus indexing journal or SCI indexing journal, so sometimes it may be rejected by saying that result and discussion is not written properly. So why result and discussion is not written properly? Because result and discussion shows the graph, because the graphical forms. So from graphical forms, you can say like this way: okay, from morning 9 a.m. to 5 a.m., the solar intensity will be increased from up to 2 p.m. and then it will be decreased. It is but obvious. So at the same time, you don't require physics or chemistry. But if you will use the nanomaterials with the energy storage material, so you will increase the output. So what is the reason behind the increment of the output that you should write in result and discussion? That is why I have put the word called physics or chemistry behind it. And sometimes what will happen, if you will add figure number 3 and below figure number 3 you can find out the explanation of figure number 4. So it must not be there. So whenever you will write down the result and discussion, so at the same time you must your it should be graphical form, and if you will add the figure number 3, the content of the figure number 3 must be added below the figure. And also you can find out, or you can add the physics and chemistry behind it. And also it is also possible, okay, if the similar researchers have done work and received the similar results like you, then also you can cite the articles. Otherwise what will happen, you will get the plagiarism. Okay, so result and discussion is very important. And also why it is important, because in result and discussion, if you will obtain much plagiarism, then definitely your paper will be rejected. In introduction section, it is possible that you can receive the more amount of plagiarism, but in result and discussion, if you will see, then definitely your chances of paper are less. That's why it should be written precisely. Now conclusion. Now in conclusion, and earlier we have studied about the abstract. What is the difference between abstract and conclusion? So abstract is a brief idea or brief work of your paper. It must include your current state of art, your introduction, your material methods, all such things that is included in the abstract. But the conclusion it always represent the research work which is obtained from the result and discussion. The conclusion is always derived from the result and discussion. So this is the main point that you should keep in mind. And also, if you will ask the same question to the other researchers, that what is the difference between the abstract and conclusion? So sometimes they are not in position to answer. But as a good researcher, you must know what is the difference between the abstract and conclusion. Now I have put my own words here that in conclusion, your first paragraph must include the brief about the research article, and it must not copy from the abstract. Otherwise what will happen, what the researchers are doing, okay, in abstract you will not get a plagiarism, the same words they will put it in the conclusion, but it is totally wrong practice. Okay, that's why I have put it here. The first paragraph must include the brief about the research article and must not copy from the abstract. And then whenever you will write down the conclusion must be derived from the result and discussion only. Suppose if there will be a fourth subsection of result and discussion, so it must be 4 points in the conclusion. It must be 4 points from the conclusion. Okay, because whatever the subsection that you have break your result and discussion section, so from each and every breaking you must get some conclusion. That is why I have put it here. Suppose if there be 4 subsection, the 4 points that should be obtained in the concluding points or conclusion point. And generally conclusion must be written in bullet points. But there are some researchers can also add the conclusion without bullet points. It is okay. But generally, if you write down in bullet point, so you can say that you will get the proper idea, and you can also say that I have derived my result and discussion in 4 subsection, and from the all subsection I obtain the conclusion which I have added in bullet points. Okay, references, I think you all are knowing about reference. Harvard reference are there, then IEEE referencing styles are there. Okay, so we will not study now. Here very important point, okay, whenever you will choose a journal for the submission, so selected parameters from the journal. So whenever you will submit your article, so first of all you must know the area of the publication of the journal. Okay, otherwise what will happen, you will get the mail that your article is out of scope. Okay, sometimes what will happen, if you will submit your paper in good HCI journal, so editor will handle after 15 days. Okay, then the status shows with editor, and after 5 more days editor will answer your paper is out of scope, means 20 days are wasted. Okay, so if you don't waste your time, okay, because time is money, that's why you must know about the area of publication. Okay, if your article in solar energy field, so you have to choose the journals which have this area. Then indexing status, why it is important, because at present in Gujarat Technological University has one notification that research scholar must publish 2 Scopus indexing or SCI indexing paper, or the papers which are available in UGC care list. But you all are knowing that in UGC care list, some journals will be there, some will be not there. That's why please understand your indexing status is most important, and please you use for the indexing purpose either Scopus or Web of Science. And we all are knowing Web of Science has two edition. First one, that is ESCI. It is called Emerging Source Citation Index. And second one, SCI, because Science Citation Indexing. Okay. Then you can also go for the impact factor. Now impact factor that we all are doing, so I will not tell you in detail. Now impact factor, why it is required. Sometimes what will happen, if you will see some journals have a impact factor 10, 15, but such journal are not indexing in Web of Science on Thomson Reuters. Okay, so please understand very well. Okay, impact factor will be 0.1. It is also good. That means your paper is in SCI journals, Science Citation Indexing journal. So impact factor is always important. It is good to publish your paper in impact factor journals. Then regularity. That means what? If journal is bi-monthly, half monthly, yearly, etc., etc. And generally, you have to choose a journal which has a bi-monthly publication. And last one is the area of the coverage. Now, if you are beginners, okay, so I will share with you some of the journals list. Why I have put such journals? Because these majority journals are multidisciplinary. Okay, if you are beginners, so never submit your research article to your research field journal. It is my perception and my, you can say, idea. Why? Because if you will submit your article in your research article publication, so what will happen? That reviewers are more precise, okay, and chances will be less to acceptance. But if you will go for the journal which is multidisciplinary, so definitely the chances will be more. The first journal, that is JESTEC. It is a journal of the Malaysia, Journal of Engineering, Science and Technology. This journal is indexing in Web of Science in ESCI, that is called Emerging Source Citation Index. Okay, and it is also available in Clarivate Analytics. Anybody know about the Clarivate Analytics? Okay, we will discuss later on. Second journal, that is a International Journal of Engineering. Earlier, I have also worked with this journal and also the JESTEC. This is Scopus, and it means not Scopus, it is now ESCI, because you can see Thomson Reuters. Thomson Reuters means it is a Web of Science indexing journal. Okay, and this journal, it takes around 2 to 3 months for the first revision. And if your article is not good, so within 3 to 4 days you will get the email from the editor-in-chief that your article is not accepted for publication due to this reason, and now you can submit your article in any journal. So it is good. That's why this is very good journal. Earlier I have worked, and some of my research scholars have also published papers in this journal. It is Iran. It is journal from Iran. Name is International Journal of Engineering. Next one, it is called Journal of Engineering, Science and Technology Review. This is a review journal paper, and this journal is also indexing in Scopus indexing, and it does not require any charge. It is free publication. This is also a good journal. It is Engineering, Technology and Applied Research, Applied Science Research. This journal is a multidisciplinary, mechanical, electrical, any engineering science person can apply in this journal, and also it is indexing in ESCI journals. Okay, so it is good. So in future, this journal will also go for the SCI, and it will get impact factor also. So better you can go for the ESCI journal, because ESCI, it is included in Thomson Reuters Web of Science. So it maybe happen, okay, after 2 years your journal is directly go to the SCI, and get some impact factor. Earlier, I have published my 3 articles in a journal. The name was International Journal of Frontiers in Energy Research. It was a Springer publication. I have published my 3 articles, and you don't know, within only 1.5 years, the journal became the SCI with impact factor 2.9. So it depends. Okay. Sometimes if you will submit your article in ESCI, and then it will convert into SCI. So better you go for the ESCI publication. Okay. And last one, this is a base journal. If you are beginner, this is SCI journal, Science Citation Indexing, and also it is Indian journal. It is published by the IISc Bangalore, Indian Institute of Science. And generally, you can see this Sadhana journal has an impact factor 0.849. And also it gives a quick review about 2 to 3 months. So whatever journals which I have shown to you, all journals give the quick review. Okay, that is why you can use any of the journal. But before sending your article to the journal, please keep in mind that your plagiarism should be less than 15%. 1 5. Tomorrow I have one more lecture on plagiarism. I have done it in software. So I will share with you my knowledge and how the people are creating some misconduct. That also I will share with you tomorrow. Okay. Now, initial rejection by the journal. Okay. So what are the different points are there? So some points I have added here. First one, that is the grammar. The grammar is not written well. So if the editor-in-chief will see your paper, so if he will not find a good grammar in your paper, so definitely your article will be rejected. Second one, the literature review is not sufficient. Literature review is not sufficient. It is also a parameter behind the rejection of the article. Third one, your abstract. If your abstract is not written well, so it is possible that your article will be rejected. So, and also when you will write down your abstract, I have already told you the method. You have to starting from introduction to the conclusion, all the points that you have to write down in the abstract. And it is possible that if you write down abstract at last, so it is better. Your conclusion is very short. Okay, your conclusion is very short, because if your conclusion is short, that means your research work has no output. Research work has no output. Sometimes if you will see, some of the research article have only contain 5 to 6 lines conclusion. So it is a reason behind the rejection, and this is a best, we can say, that point that you should keep in mind, that latest papers are not found in the paper. So generally your article is rejected, because if the latest research articles are not found in your paper, then you have not done a good literature review. So that is the only reason behind the rejection. And also you have to add at least 2 to 3 latest research article in your introduction section. That is why if you want to publish your article, so you should keep in mind your grammar, it should be written well. Your literature review should be sufficient. Maximum 25 to 30 papers must be there in literature review. Your abstract should be written well and also concise. Okay, it should not be more than 500 words. Your conclusion must not be short. And also I have told you, in conclusion, if your research paper contain result and discussion section with 4 subsection, so you must have 4 points in the conclusion. And please add at least 2 to 3 research articles in a latest research articles in your research paper. Okay, now this is a flow of the research or review article if you will submit into the journal. I think we all are knowing, so I will not tell you in detail regarding with this. Now let me share with you something. 1 minute. This is my article which has published in Process Safety and Environmental Protection. It is elsewhere journal. In this paper, you can see nomenclatures are there. Okay, you can see from the above kinds of literatures. That means problem definition I have put it here, and also whatever the points of objectives that I have put it here. Then setup. Okay, now result and discussion. The result and discussion, you can see I have derived 4.1, 4.2, 4.3, okay, 4.4. Okay, the 4.4 I have added means I have divided my research paper into 4 different subsections, and then I obtain the conclusion. The conclusion first paragraph always show the brief regarding with your research work, and also you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Minimum 5 points must be derived. That means there is a correlation between your result and discussion and conclusion. Okay. Now one more thing that I suppose if you want to take any figure from any article, so is there any method to reuse that figure in your article? Suppose you are writing a review article. Review article you have to use. Suppose you want to use this figure number 1 of this article. Okay. So is there any method to reuse this figure into the review article which is written by you? So at the same time, I have one procedure that you should follow. The procedure I will share with you. Now, this is Science Direct that we all are knowing. Okay, the keywords are very important. Suppose if you want to work on solar desalination or solar steel, so you can put a word called solar steel. Okay, so you will get the research article. Now here, if you want to see my research articles, so you can write down my name, Hitesh Panchal, in the elsewhere. So you can find out all my published research articles in elsewhere. So you can see around 34 research articles are there. Okay, and you can also see here years. So first research article is published in 2015 to 2020. At 2020 highest 19 articles have published. Now, one more thing that I want to share with you, it is very important. This is my research article, solar steel with the evacuate tube. Now I want to use figure number 1 in my review article. So is it possible that I can use I can reuse directly? what will you do? Any idea?
In the previous, excuse me, sir. Yeah.
Yes,
No.
yes, yes, yes.
In the previous session, I guess somewhat sort of discussion made regarding this that one has to take the permission from the journal body. That
How? One minute. That is my question to you. But
yeah.
how you will apply for the permission? So let me
I
share with
mean,
you.
yeah.
One minute.
Thank you,
One minute.
sir. That's what exactly we were expecting.
Yes.
Thank you,
So
sir.
please
Thank you.
understand. You can see my research article. Okay. You can open. Then click on Get Rights and Content. I think this is visible to everybody. Now
Yes,
you
sir.
can now you can see rights link here. You can put it here. I would like to reuse. Here many things are there. So I want to reuse this figure or the article figure in a journal. You can now new box is visible. Now in this new box, I would like to reuse. I am Please always add the academic and educational institute. Otherwise, you have to pay the money. The intended publisher, you means I want to publish article in Taylor and Francis journal. So here, Taylor and Francis. You can click it on Taylor and Francis. Then I would like to I want to use only figure. Okay, full article that you can apply for publish means permission, but I want to use only figure. Then the figure number means if you will add that figure into your publication, so in your publication your figure number will be 2 3 whatever. Suppose figure number will be the 2 in my research article. In my format is both print and electronic both. I am a author of elsewhere. Yes, if I am author of elsewhere and if I am a author of same article, then also I have to apply for the permission. Without permission, I can never reuse any paper or any figure. Then it will be translating. No. Sometimes what will happen, if you are working in a good research work, okay, so your research paper is translated by the Chinese language or some other language. So you cannot translate without permission. The permission you have to take it from here. And then my currency is US dollar. Okay. Now, then you will get this copyright clearance center. Here I am already a member. You can also go for it. It is very simple. Okay. Now you can see here title is there. You are going to reuse in Taylor and Francis. Continue. Okay. Then you can see here whatever article that you are going to send to the particular journal. Okay. Then you must put it your order reference number. Suppose 2, 3, whatever. Here my number is 2. Okay. And the portion of the figure, describe the figure. So I am going to use figure number 1 and continue. Then you can see at last your money will be 0.00, and then you can click on I agree terms and condition that you only use this figure in the Taylor and Francis journal only. It is all terms and conditions are here. Okay. And then if you will accept, now whatever one email will be there from the same thing, and now you can reuse that figure. This is a procedure which you have to follow before using anything from journal. If you want to use the paragraph, then you have to apply for the permission, and definitely you will get the permission. The procedure remains same. Let me share with you some more example. You can see many of articles are there in this journal. It is ESCI journal. Now I want to reuse the content. So also you will go for the reprints and permission. Same thing you have to follow. So I think you understand clearly. If you want to reuse the figure in your research article or in presentation also, you have to first apply for the permission. Otherwise, it may be happen that you will be in trouble. Now friend, if you have any doubts, then you can ask me. I will answer.